Steve Kerr never announced a plan for Bronny James. LeBron James never completed a move to Golden State. And yet, for several days, one playful comment at a traffic light was transformed into a story about the Warriors preparing to bring an entire father-son package to the Bay. Then LeBron made his decision. He chose Philadelphia. That one announcement did more than end the Warriors rumor. It exposed how quickly NBA speculation can turn a joke into a supposed roster plan, and it placed Bronny James in a position he has rarely experienced since entering the league. For the first time, the next chapter of his career may have to stand on its own. The moment that started the latest NBA drama looked almost too casual to matter. A Warriors fan spotted Steve Kerr in a car and shouted that Golden State needed LeBron. Kerr smiled and answered, "We got him." Put that on Twitter. It was the kind of response a media-savvy coach gives when he knows the entire basketball world is waiting for a decision. It was playful, it was perfectly timed, and it was guaranteed to become a headline. But it was not an official announcement. There was no contract. There was no press release. There was no confirmation from LeBron, Rich, Paul, the Warriors, or the NBA. The comment became powerful because it arrived in the middle of real interest from Golden State. Stephen Curry had publicly said he would love to play with LeBron. Draymond Green had spent time with him and admitted that he made a recruiting pitch. The Warriors were searching for another major move around an aging championship core. That part of the story was real. Page 1. What happened next was not nearly as solid. Online discussion quickly moved from LeBron possibly joining Curry to Bronny James supposedly following his father. Suddenly, people were debating Steve Kerr's future rotation, Bronny's minutes, possible Lakers trade demands, and detailed packages involving Warriors players. The most important detail was missing. Kerr had not publicly said any of it. There was no verified comment from him describing Bronny's role. No statement about developing him. No confirmation that the Warriors were preparing a separate trade. No evidence that Golden State considered Bronny a requirement for signing LeBron. The rumor simply grew because it sounded possible. That is what makes this story bigger than one viral clip. Bronny James has spent almost every stage of his professional career attached to a question about his father. When the Lakers selected him with the 55th pick in the 2024 NBA draft, the basketball significance was immediately connected to LeBron. The selection created the possibility of the first active father-son teammates in league history. They eventually shared the court in both the regular season and the playoffs, creating moments that had never existed in the NBA before. Those scenes were emotional, historic, and completely understandable as major stories. But the same history also made it difficult for Bronny to be discussed as an individual player. Every assignment to the G League became part of a debate about whether he belonged in the NBA. Every brief appearance became a referendum on the Lakers' decision. Every good performance was treated as proof that critics had been wrong. Every quiet night was treated as evidence that his opportunity existed only because of his last name. Then LeBron entered free agency. The rumors followed Bronny immediately. Would the Lakers trade him to whatever team signed his father? Would Cleveland create space for both? Would Golden State spend an asset to keep the father-son story alive? Would Philadelphia make room for Bronny if it landed LeBron? Those were reasonable questions for reporters to ask. Teams consider every detail when recruiting one of the greatest players in league history. Family, geography, roster construction, comfort, and legacy can all matter. But a reasonable question is not a confirmed plan. Bronny gave the clearest public answer during the Warriors' speculation. When asked about the possibility of LeBron joining Golden State, he said he did not know where his father was going and that it would be crazy if it happened. That answer was not a hidden message. It sounded like a young player who was watching the same rumors as everyone else. He did not claim he would follow. He did not suggest the Lakers had discussed a trade. He did not reveal that Kerr had contacted him. He simply acknowledged how dramatic a LeBron and Curry partnership would have been, and for a short time, that possibility felt enormous. Page 2. Curry and LeBron have defined different sides of modern basketball history. They met repeatedly in the NBA Finals. Their rivalry shaped championships, legacies, and the direction of the league. Then, they played together for Team USA and showed that their games could complement one another. Curry's movement would create space. LeBron's passing would punish every defensive rotation. Kerr already understood how to use both players after coaching them internationally. From a pure entertainment perspective, the idea was almost impossible to ignore. Golden State also had genuine urgency. The Warriors were not chasing LeBron simply to create a farewell tour. They were trying to extend the competitive life of the Curry era. The franchise had reached the point where small improvements might not be enough. A major swing offered the possibility of one final championship run. That urgency made every public comment feel more important than it was. Curry discussed the idea. Green made a pitch. Kerr joked with a fan. Each moment added fuel to the same story. Then the internet added Bronny. That was where the viral version moved beyond the verified one. Some reports suggested teams interested in LeBron had at least considered what Bronny's status might mean. That would not be surprising. Bronny was under contract with the Lakers, so any team wanting him would need to negotiate with Los Angeles. His relatively small salary would make a deal easier to construct than a trade involving an established star. But easy to construct does not mean likely to happen. The Warriors had already passed on Bronny in the 2024 draft, selecting Quinton Post at number 52, before the Lakers took Bronny at 55. That does not prove Golden State disliked him. Draft boards, roster needs, and development plans change. It does show that the Warriors had previously evaluated Bronny as a prospect and chose a different player. If Golden State had later acquired him, the move would have required a clear basketball or strategic reason. The organization would have needed to decide whether Bronny fit its development timeline, whether it had minutes for another young guard, and whether using an asset for him improved the team. The Warriors were already balancing the final competitive seasons of veteran stars with the need to create a future. Every roster spot mattered. That is why the claim that Steve Kerr had already accepted a complicated father-son coaching situation was far too confident. Coaches do not set rotations for players their teams have not acquired. Front offices do not publicly describe trade targets before a deal exists. And no credible report established that Bronny was a condition of LeBron joining Golden State. Then the entire discussion changed on July 24th. LeBron announced that he would join the Philadelphia 76ers. The Warriors' pursuit was over. The imagined Curry-LeBron partnership disappeared before it reached training camp, and the supposed Kerr plan for Bronny lost the only logic holding it together. Page 3. There was no LeBron move to Golden State for Bronny to follow. That should have ended the speculation immediately. Instead, the same question shifted to Philadelphia. Would Bronny now leave Los Angeles to join his father with the 76ers? Rich Paul answered directly. LeBron and Bronny were not a package deal. There was no current plan to reunite them in Philadelphia. That statement matters because it separates what fans assumed from what the family and representation actually intended. LeBron had already completed the dream of sharing an NBA court with his son. That history could never be taken away. But accomplishing that goal did not mean every future decision had to keep them on the same roster. Bronny remains a Laker. LeBron begins his new chapter in Philadelphia. For Bronny, that separation could be difficult emotionally, but professionally it may also be necessary. As long as he played beside LeBron, every decision surrounding him could be interpreted as a favor to his father. Minutes, roster spots, G League assignments, and media opportunities were all discussed through the same lens. Now the Lakers have to evaluate him without LeBron on the roster. That creates pressure, but it also creates clarity. Bronny was a late second-round pick. Most players selected in that range are development projects. They spend time in the G League, receive limited NBA minutes, and try to turn one or two reliable skills into a sustainable role. That is the standard Bronny should be judged against. Not LeBron, not a future Hall of Famer, not the expectations attached to one of the most famous families in sports. Bronny's task is much smaller and much more realistic. Defend guards with energy. Improve as a catch-and-shoot option. Make simple reads. Protect the basketball. Show that he can contribute without needing the offense built around him. He has already displayed flashes of that path. He has produced stronger performances in developmental minutes, shown improvement as a shooter, and earned opportunities during his second season. Those moments do not guarantee a long NBA career. they do suggest that his development should be evaluated over time rather than through one viral clip or one comparison with his father. The Lakers now control that process. Their coaching staff will decide whether Bronny receives a regular rotation opportunity, spends more time with South Bay, or develops in a smaller specialist role. The organization can also explore a trade if another team values him more highly. But any future move should be about Bronny as a player, not as a recruiting tool. Page 4. That is the hidden consequence of LeBron rejecting the Warriors. Golden State no longer has a reason to acquire Bronny as part of a LeBron pursuit. Philadelphia has publicly indicated that no father-son reunion is planned. The Lakers no longer need to keep Bronny as part of LeBron's experience in Los Angeles. The spotlight has not disappeared. The excuse for avoiding a direct basketball evaluation has. Some critics will see that as a dangerous moment for Bronny. They will argue that without LeBron beside him, the Lakers have less reason to prioritize his development. That is possible. Professional teams make cold decisions. A young guard must prove that he deserves a roster spot, especially when the organization is trying to compete. But there is another interpretation. Without LeBron, Bronny may finally receive feedback that is not filtered through family history. If he succeeds, the accomplishment belongs more clearly to him. If he struggles, the team can adjust his role without every decision becoming a national controversy involving his father. That independence may be the best thing for his career. It also explains why the Steve Kerr rumor became so powerful. Fans were not only imagining LeBron and Curry together, they were imagining the continuation of a family story. Kerr coaching both father and son, Curry mentoring Bronny, Draymond pushing him, the Warriors turning one last championship chase into a basketball movie. It was emotionally attractive. It was also unsupported. The viral headline promised that Kerr had finally broken his silence on Bronny after LeBron's Warriors move. Neither half of that claim survived verification. Kerr's public comment was about LeBron, not Bronny. LeBron did not move to the Warriors, and when the final decision arrived, it created the opposite outcome. LeBron chose Philadelphia while Bronny remained in Los Angeles. That does not make the original Warriors' pursuit meaningless. Golden State's interest was real. Curry's desire to play with LeBron was real. Green's recruiting effort was real. Kerr's joke captured the excitement surrounding the possibility. But a possibility is not a transaction. A joke is not a press conference. And a family connection is not automatically a trade package. The next important Bronny James update will not come from a Steve Kerr comment in traffic. It will come from the Lakers' actual basketball decisions. How does Bronny look in training camp? Can he earn minutes against established NBA guards? Does his shooting improvement continue? Page 5. Can he become a dependable point-of-attack defender? Will the Lakers keep him in the main rotation, move him between the NBA and G League, or consider a trade based on his own value? Those questions are less dramatic than a secret Warriors plan. They are also the questions that will decide his career. LeBron's move to Philadelphia begins the final chapter of one legendary career. Bronny remaining in Los Angeles begins something different. The first chapter that truly belongs to him. Steve Kerr did not reveal a hidden plan. His joke helped create a rumor. The rumor became a supposed strategy. And LeBron's final decision exposed how much of the story had been built on imagination rather than evidence. Now the basketball world has a more meaningful story to follow. Can Bronny James become an NBA player whose future no longer changes every time his father changes teams? Or will every development in his career continue to be measured against the name on the back of his jersey? That is the real debate. And after LeBron chose Philadelphia, Bronny finally has the chance to answer it on his own.